So in the last video, I asked you guys to ask me some questions about inTransit, the trip, anything you wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the chase and answer a few of those right now. I'm not going to answer all of them because then I'll be here talking forever, and I like to talk, especially about this kind of stuff. But I'll answer a couple, and then the other ones I'll try to answer either on this page or my other page, inTransit TV. This one comes from int3l818. Which country had the best food? Say Mexico? Yes, Mexican food is the best. I must say the food in Mexico is pretty stellar. But the best meal that I had on this trip was actually in Belize City, in this little shack in this hole in the wall called Claudia's Kitchen. This is Claudia's Kitchen, but are you Claudia? Yeah. And I must say this meal was amazing. I had a conch stew with rice and beans, and I've been thinking about it and talking about it ever since, and I cannot find anything comparable to that. That stuff was amazing. So best food in general, Mexico. Best meal was Belize City, the conch stew. All right, so these questions here are pertaining to finding a hotel or a hostel. This one comes from SRO Fan. How did you find most of your hotels? And Blank 187 asks, my question would be, how easy is it to find a hostel? In my experience, I would not set a reservation. I would usually just take a bus into town and get off and figure it out from there. One of a few things could happen when you get off a bus. One, you show up at night like we did in Coborca and you have no idea where you're going. You kind of panic. Two, there's hotels everywhere. A lot of times you get off a bus and there's going to be somebody harassing you. Your first instinct is going to be run, don't stay at this place, because that's at least how I felt. Like even with this guy in Guanajuato, he had a name tag and he just took us on a bus and took us into the heart of the city and showed us a really, really cheap place where the locals stay. But there are a lot of times, like this one case in Real Dulce, I got off the bus and I was so frustrated that this one guy was trying to get me to the Casa Perico. I'm like, ugh. But that place was probably the coolest hotel that I stayed at on the trip. So trust your instinct, but don't be too scared. And then these questions come from Jack the Meat and XX. Wow, that's great, XX. Those are some great usernames, by the way, guys. Hey Pete, I guess everyone will ask you this one, so what's next? What are your plans for your future endeavors? Would you ever consider permanently living in one of the countries you had visited? All right, what's next? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to travel again, how to get some money, funding, so that way I can go on another trip. But I would live in Mexico, definitely. Guanajuato, when I was there, I said, I want to live here. Belize, I said I wanted to live there. Panama, I could live in Panama. Guatemala was beautiful. I mean, there's so much in Mexico and Central America. All right, so that's it for the questions. For those of you who did ask a question, please send me your P-mail. That's your physical mail if you want a limited edition inTransit patch. Yes, that's right, an inTransit patch. I only have a few left, so if you want one, jump on it, send me an email. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Later, guys.